To putt-putt prowess on the tee floor as a PJ fan and a Hack's perfect round of informative, humorous conversation and coverage every Saturday, talking golf in Tampa Bay and across the USA. Hit 'em straight with On the Tee Florida, brought to you by Coors Light, Saturdays from 11 to 12.
Tune in Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. for Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. That's 2 hours of great gospel music every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m., all brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk, entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Coming up tonight, Wednesday, August 17th, the Chapters Network and the Tan Talk Radio Network proudly present from 5 to 6 p.m., Kicking Unhealthy Relationships to the Curb with their hosts, Stephanie McPhail and Steve Vaccaro. Special guest, Devin Pappas. From 6 to 7 p.m., Voices for Change with their hosts, Miriam and Jera. Special guest, Steve Davis, David Panzik, and Xavier DeRusso. Then, from 7 to 8 p.m., Reach Out with host, New York Yankees community consultant Ray Negron, Frankie Valli's musical director Robbie Robinson, and psychologist Steve Vaccaro. Special guest, Sarah Menkes and Luis Squeegee Castillo. Lastly, 8 to 9 p.m., the Chapters Wrap with special guest Sarah Menkes and Stacy Goodrich. That's tonight, Wednesday, August 17th, live on the Chapters Network and the Tan Talk Radio Network.
That produced the 2 runs. Spence drives the first one that he sees to deep center field. Did he get enough? He did! First pitch of the inning.
He's enjoying every moment. The crowd screaming, Fred deep.
Urshela's 0-2 pitch. There's the Dodgers strikeout king. 6-3. Pretty turn.
Reach out, oh, with Ray and Steve. Reach out, with Ray and Steve. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the car.
Hello, everybody. And as Vin Scully would say, a very pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome to Reach Out with Ray and Steve, the show where East meets West, where the Yankees meet the Dodgers, be it Brooklyn or LA, and baseball meets music. And we all come together for community. All right, everybody, it's time for Ray and Steve. Where are you guys? There they are.
How are you?
Hey, welcome, all our Florida friends. And this is Reach Out with Ray, Steve, and Robbie. Tan Talk Network, 1340 AM, 1350 AM, 1400 AM, FM 106.1, and FM 104.3. And please call in 727-441-3000. And we're here every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Reach out. Welcome, gentlemen.
How's it going?
Good. So, Ray, how you doing? You dressed nicely there. You're at Yankee Stadium, right?
Well, I'm at the stadium. We're in the first inning here, no score, and we're hoping to get out of this rut that we've been in all week, almost 2 weeks. I mean, we've won 10 out of the last 12 games, so
wow,
that's not quite Bronx Bomberish, but you know, we are the Yankees, and I'm expecting for us to bounce back shortly.
Yeah, Robbie, don't say anything yet, Robbie. Don't gloat yet. We haven't scored a run since 4th of July.
Well, let me just say that I'm excited about the fact that we got the great Luis Sojo on the show, and he's got a couple of things to say, so that'll be good.
I was wondering if you could coax, because the Dodgers need Mariano Rivera. I wonder if you could coax him out of retirement, because the Dodgers need a closer.
I think everybody needs a closer right about now.
I guess.
That's right. Let's check out those standings, because I don't think the Dodgers need too much. 80 and 35. The Mets took over the New York there, 75 and 42. The Yankees are 72 and 45, and Tampa 62 and 53. And so far, the Rays have taken to the Yankees last two nights, and hopefully the Yankees settle the score tonight.
I think so. You know, we brought up a couple of youngsters, and Florial is playing center field tonight, so I'm hoping that we give him a shot to see what he can do. And then we have Cabrera over at third base, 23-year-old rookie. He's our number 14 prospect, and we are expecting a lot out of that young man. And again, I hope that they just let him run, let him do what he's got to do.
That's right. And I turned the Dodger game on last night, and Joey Gallo was on.
I know. You mean our new home run hitter? He hits home runs all the time over there in LA.
It's the orange juice out there.
The orange juice. But Robbie, you must be feeling pretty happy right now. The Dodgers are on a roll.
Dodgers are definitely. I mean, I don't know what the stat is since we lost last night, but I think they were on pace to win between 113 and 116 games. So that's not too shabby. But I do wonder about the closer, because Craig Kimbrell, who the Dodgers paid big bucks for, and who is, you know, in his day was one of the greatest of all time, yet he has not gotten it done for the Dodgers. And I think Dave Roberts, what he's doing now is kind of given, because they've got such a lead. I mean, we've got 17-game lead on the second place Padres. But I think he's given Craig Kimbrell an opportunity to try to turn around. But if he doesn't, I hope and I pray that they don't put him in any playoff games, because they've got some other good bullets that's sitting around. Dustin May is coming back. He just the big redheaded guy. He may be extraordinary out of the bullpen. Gratterall, who pitches 100, 102, 103 miles an hour, plus Blake Trinan. And so they've got three guys that could all walk right into that closer role.
And people in Tampa here are excited because they took 2 games from the Yanks. They're playing tonight. The Yankees have the Blue Jays this weekend, and then they have the Mets, who are killing it right now.
Yeah.
Well, and the lunacy about the Mets series is that they're coming in with their two big guns, DeGrom and Scherzer.
Yeah. There might be some more zeros in the Bronx.
Mets are going to be tough in the playoffs, too. I mean, with that pitching staff, you know.
Well, the difference is Buck Showalter, you know, and I think the ownership has set the tone. They hired Showalter, and with Max Scherzer and Jake DeGrom, I mean, they have the stability of a winner.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I'm still hoping, I'm still praying Dodgers and Yankees. That's what that's baseball. Come on, Dodgers and Yankees in the World Series.
Yeah, we got to have it. We got to have it. But, you know, Ray, I was watching a movie on Netflix, and I know you're very close to this person, Robbie Benson, the movie One-on-One. Do you remember that movie, Ray?
I love that movie. It's one of the great coming-of-age films, and Robbie Benson has been a longtime friend of mine. We have a great mutual respect for each other, and he is a man who he's a very faithful man, Robbie. You would really like Robbie Benson, and as a matter of fact, he's married to a terrific singer from back from the '80s named Carla DeVito. You remember her, Robbie?
Well, I don't think I do, but I know the name Tommy DeVito, who was one of the Four Seasons. I wonder if there's a relationship.
No relationship. No relationship.
Interesting.
Well, we have a clip of One-on-One because if you haven't seen this movie, it was a big movie in the 70s, and let's check it out.
Thank you for it. Well, you're on the team. Henry and I want you to get practice Monday playing heads-up basketball. And don't you worry, you're not going to be hassled anymore about your scholarship.
Sir?
Yeah?
A scholarship?
Yes?
All the way up with a red-hot poker. I can play anywhere I want.
Not bad acting there.
Yeah, I remember that movie. Yeah. I think that was before my time, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know. 1979 was before your time. All right.
Yeah, I wasn't even born yet.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, before we get started, I know we have a special guest right from Yankee Stadium. You're going to do a live interview here. Let's check it out real quick.
I'm going to go down to him.
Go downstairs.
When you're talking about legends, you got to talk about Luis Sojo. You got to talk about that giant hit. And you got to talk about the fact that we never forgot it. How about that, Louis?
Oh, it was great. Great memories, just to be able to come through in that particular time and not being one of those big stars on the team, but to be able to contribute with my teammates was something great.
You've been with the Yankee organization. I mean, you was in the farm system. You managed, you coached. How was that experience?
One of the best. I mean, I spent 7 years in the big club. As a player, 3 as a coach. And when I went to the minor league system, that was something like, wow. I said, this guy need us, to be able to throw there my knowledge, my wisdom. And I had a great time there just to pass that to them. And today we got one guy, Cabrera. He got called up. I mean, that's the kid that I saw when he was 18 years old. And to be able to make it the big league, that's something that made me proud.
Now, Louis, do you still want to coach?
I do. Baseball's on my veins. I mean, I love this game, and I want to be on the field. I want to still continue to this beautiful game, and at some point, I want to get back.
What do the Yankees mean to you?
It means a lot. The Yankees changed my life in '96 when I got here. Seattle put me on waivers.
Well, Ray, let's give a chance of Ray to go up the stairs or through the elevator, come back in there. Great interview with Luis Sojo. Ray, great interview.
Stuff.
And you got back just in time.
Thank you. Louis is a terrific individual who happens to have gotten one of the big hits in Yankee history.
Yes.
Hey, you have a couple of Italianos up by your head. A picture of a couple of Italianos. Who are those guys?
A young guy by the name of Frank, and another one by the name of Joe.
Yep, couple Italian boys, huh?
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I think they're related to the guy you work for.
I think they are.
No
go. Question about it.
Luis Sojo was a class act, very clutch, very dependable infielder, and he had a couple of big hits in World Series runs. And to hear him talk about his love and pride for the Yankees is beautiful.
He's a beautiful man, and he's a religious man, and really is into the word, and he keeps it all together in the clubhouse for the players during those stretches. He reminds them of who's got the master plan.
Amen. I'm
That's
buying into
right.
that. You know, though, baseball, I love what he said about he loves the game and he loves the Yankees. And baseball is the greatest game ever invented by man. It's got so many levels, and we saw that in the Field of Dreams game. Wasn't that so cool to see all those, especially the older players coming out of the cornfield, you know?
Absolutely.
And I love what they did. They had Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. having a catch in the outfield. And, I mean, that represents baseball right there.
I love it. Having a catch too, and that was the phrase that they coined in that movie. I had never heard it before that movie came out, Field of Dreams, and but having a catch with your dad, there's nothing better, you know.
That's right. And Ray, what I love about you, even during this losing streak with the Yankees, you find great stories throughout Yankee Stadium with kids and families and maybe veterans to bring a smile to their face. So you're running around the stadium kind of giving that kind of gleam of hope, but really acknowledging these wonderful people that are at Yankee Stadium each night.
Well, you know, Babe Ruth always said baseball is the greatest game in the world, and the game belongs to the kids. And the thing that we don't emphasize enough is the kids. And that's why I look for the kids. I look for my fan of the game. I want the kids to understand the history of the game. I want the kids to have fun and laugh. You know, it's just like it's a reverse of when people go to see Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons. You know, they're there and they're having a fun time because music is like the epitome of just beauty, you know, and they get into it and they love it. And it's just, and in reverse, the youth does that with baseball.
Hey, but you know something? I keep looking at you over there in Yankee Stadium. Where are you in Yankee Stadium? What room?
I am in the a conference room.
Because I'm
throw
looking
little parties.
I'm looking at this picture, and you're talking about Frankie Valli, and there's a relationship. No, keep the same shot. No, keep the same shot with the three of those guys, right? The same perspective you had, right there. Okay, I see.
Wait for Jeff.
No, I don't want you to move. Stay there. Just stay.
Hold on. Don't say one thing. Hold on.
And for the listeners out there, Ray is walking through Yankee Stadium.
Steve.
Okay,
Hold on. Say hello to Jeff Nelson.
Jeff Nelson.
What's happening?
Baby? Talk about relief pitchers right there.
Yeah. Wow. We need you on the Dodgers, Jeff Nelson.
Yes, I signed out of high school with the Dodgers, actually.
Well, they need you right now. Can you take Craig Kimbrell's place?
Oh gosh, I don't think the Dodgers need any help. They're doing just fine. They need to lose a few more games though, so they don't come close to the 114. We don't need that to happen.
So Jeff, tell us what's going on with the Yankees right now. First they couldn't lose, now they can't win.
Well, they got off to such a historic start. You know, they got to hit a speed bump at some point. They couldn't keep up. I don't think any team can keep up the pace that they were on. So it's just one of those things that the Yankee fans were and everybody else was used to that. So they were used to the winning. They were used to the start. And now they're going through a little period that every team goes through. And then it's better now than in September and carrying this into the playoffs. So hopefully they turn it around. I'm sure they will. They're a great team.
And Jeff, Ray just interviewed Luis Sojo, a teammate of yours. Talk about Louis.
Oh, Louis is great. We played together in Seattle and also New York. He is so good. I mean, he's such a great teammate, and he's one of the best infielders that I've seen. I played winter ball with him as well in Venezuela, so we've been together for a long time.
Well, Jeff, you had a brilliant career, and I know that you're doing a lot of broadcasting work and working with the Yankees and abroad. We thank you very much for being a friend of the show.
Hey, thank you. You too. Nice seeing you guys.
Hey, I got to ask Jeff one question. Jeff is one of the only guys that can actually broadcast for the Yankees and another team. How do you do that?
Well, it's two different leagues, so it's a little bit easier. Although I think I root for the Yankees a little bit more. You know, I think they maybe a lot more. So it's fun that you get a chance to do baseball and describe it to all the fans, and hopefully they enjoy it.
I think I find it fascinating, the rapport, the relationship that an announcer has with the listener, the audience, the fans, because you develop a situation that is very unique, and even amongst other sports, because you're spending so much time during a game
Right.
talking with the fans. How do you find that relationship that you have with your fan base? I mean, tell us
Well, you
what it's
try
like.
to describe the game the best you can. You know, you don't want to sugarcoat a lot of stuff. I mean, you want to bring up a player if they're doing well and say why they did well, and also the same reason why they maybe didn't do so good at the plate or the mound. They made a bad
Yeah.
pitch. I mean, you want to describe that. I went through the same thing as these guys went through, whether it was success or failure. So, it's easier to describe that part and let the fan know, hey, this is what the guy did wrong, and this is how they feel, or this is how he succeeded. So I think fans enjoy that part instead of being a homer all the time and not being able to describe what goes on in the field and maybe look ahead, have a little bit of feel for the game. So I like doing that.
I'm as you may be able to tell my attire here that I'm a lifelong Dodger fan.
Yes.
And we just lost one of the greatest ever. I like to call him the Babe Ruth of announcers. What did Vin Scully mean to you? What would you describe him as?
Well, you know what? I had the pleasure when I signed out of high school with the Dodgers my first year in Vero Beach in spring training. I had the pleasure of meeting him. And, he's such a nice man that he went out of his way to try to meet everyone. And in spring training, the major league team and also the minor leaguers all stayed. Most of them stayed in the same complex. I mean, you did leave. Some of the major league players did live out, but some of them did live on the same complex as the minor leaguers. So we had this thing like Christmas in March or whatever. They would have these big like parties, sometimes get-togethers for the minor leaguers that they would be able to interact with the major league players, and he was there. So I got to meet him then. And then in interleague play, when I was with Seattle in 2001, I got to meet him when we went to Dodger Stadium again. So I got the experience to talk to him. I mean, he's such a great voice and such a great man. And, his passing, you hear a lot more stories, a lot more things that I never even knew about him. But he was a legend. He probably was maybe the greatest Dodger, and
Right.
He was an announcer, not even a player.
Isn't that amazing?
Right.
He was only 67 years, the Dodgers announcer.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. I think, what was he, the youngest to ever call the World Series game?
That's
Was he
right.
25? Yeah, pretty incredible.
Now, I got an important question I have to ask Jeff before we let him go. Now, he has played for two of the great managers in the last 25 years, the wonderful Lou Piniella and, of course, Joe Torre. Who was the best for you?
They were both great because, Lou got me ready for New York because he was such an intense manager. I loved playing for both of them. And Joe was one of those. It was funny because you have Seattle that's very calming and very quiet. You need that upbeat guy. That was Lou. And New York is so upbeat and there's such a pressure cooker that you needed someone like Joe to be able to settle everything down. And that's what he did. I mean, he made it easier for you to go out and try to succeed. You didn't have the added pressures that maybe New York would bring or maybe other managers will let happen. He was just a great guy in that atmosphere, in that moment for us to go out and succeed. And Lou, he got me ready for New York. I mean, he was such an intense guy, and he expected 100% all the time, just like the fans, Mr. Steinbrenner, and everyone. That I loved playing for him because he used me in every situation. And I had thick skin. I was able to develop thick skin, and I knew that he was trying to get the best out of me. And if you understand that's the way Lou manages, then you can have a lot of success. If you took it the wrong way, then probably the major leagues weren't for you. So it was two great guys in two different styles.
That's an incredible response to that question.
Great answer.
And I'm not going to mess with it.
Yeah.
No, you can't go.
Mess with it. Okay.
You didn't pick one or the other, but they're both outstanding.
I mean, listen, you guys out there know how much I love Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella will always be my heart. And the one incredible thing about Lou from a personal perspective is when my uncle was shot in Chicago in the 1974. And I was when the boss sent me to see my uncle, I was afraid to go into the hospital to see him, and Lou went with me.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
and that was something that I never forgot. You know, and
No,
that's Lou.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know? That was Lou.
Exactly.
So, but thank you so much.
Yes.
brother.
Thanks, guys. Nice talking to y'all.
Thank you.
Awesome.
This is Reach Out. But you know what, guys? I got a chance to meet Sarah Menkes. And that was an amazing. I've never met her because she's been on our show for years now. I met her in New York City at her El Coro. And my wife, Wanda, was with me. And she did a great set, 3 sets each night. And she was there 4 weeks. We had a great, great time.
Steve, how do you have such a good-looking wife, bro? That's what I want to know. How do you have such a good-looking wife?
Wow. Do we have to talk about this on the air?
Hey, I think he drives a Ferrari. That should give you an indication.
Okay, right. But I got a chance to have a little interview with Sarah, and she gives a happy birthday to Robbie Robinson. Let's check out this interview. Sarah, tell us about New York.
Hello, I'm here in Chelsea in New York City, and it has been incredible. I've been playing here at El Coro for 4 weeks now, and it has been just such a dream come true to get to be in the city, to get to make music with my friends, and I'm just having a great time. I go home to LA tomorrow, so it's always bittersweet. Happy to go home, but sad to leave. Such a great place, but hopefully I will be back. And yeah, check out El Coro if you're in the area, Chelsea.
So tell us, what have you been doing in New York outside of singing here?
Well, I went to see a little baseball team. I don't know if your viewers are familiar with the New York Yankees. I went to see them. They were incredible. But a lot of my life is less exciting than you might think. I take a lot of time to rest because with singing so much, it's really important to get a lot of sleep, a lot of silence. But I just love the energy here, even if I'm just walking around or getting a cup of coffee. I just love the city.
Now, today's a special day. It's August 13th, Robbie Robinson's birthday.
This is the great, the wonderful, the incredible Robbie Robinson's birthday. He's turning 21. So cheers to him. Let's raise a glass of coffee to Robbie Robinson.
And tell us the work that you do with Robbie over the years, how encouraging and how unbelievable that has been for you.
Robbie Robinson is just an amazing human being. In addition to being one of the greatest pianists and music directors of all time, he's just a great human. I love talking to him. I always gain so much wisdom from our conversations. And I've had the joy of making probably 20 or 30 videos with Robbie. We've written songs together, we've performed live. And he plays again with a small band, not sure if anyone has heard of Frankie Valli, new act starting out. Yeah.
That's right. And when you went to a Yankee game, you also spent some time with Ray.
I did.
How was that?
It was amazing. You know, it was funny. Just like when I met you, I felt like I knew Ray already. So I just went straight to the hug. And I love Ray. I love his book. And he's just like he comes off in the book. He's a real person. He's down to earth. He's amazing. He's inspiring. And I'm very lucky to call him a friend.
That's nice. So after this gig, what's your plans? What's your thoughts on the rest of 2022 and 2023?
I'm excited to see what happens. I have an album coming out in October 28th, and I can't wait to get the music out to people. And I'm recording a music video when I go back to LA for the first single. I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
So last question, New York pizza or Chicago pizza?
Oh no, my phone's ringing. They both have their quality.
All right, Sarah, we want to thank you so very much. I mean, just being a friend with you, every show that we do, you started off with Robbie, and means so much to us. Thank you so much.
I love the Reach Out family, so very happy.
Thank you.
Wow, I'm impressed. How in the world did you get Sarah Menkes? That's not easy.
No, it's not easy. It wasn't easy. But we had a really wonderful night. She did 3 beautiful sets, and the people that were in that restaurant really enjoyed themselves. And you could tell it's heartfelt. She's so talented.
Unbelievable.
And she's
yes.
such a personal person that she walks around and talks to everybody in that restaurant, staff and the customers, the patrons.
She's got superstar potential as much as anybody that I've ever known, as much as Barbara Streisand, as much as Liza Minnelli, Judy Garland. You can Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin. This girl could be as big as Lady Gaga, although she doesn't wear the meat suits. But I'll tell you what, this girl can be as big as anybody that's ever been. I mean, because she is so full of so much talent, and she's got that personality to boot.
Yeah, and she's driven. And there's a picture with her and Ray at Yankee Stadium. And she had a great time 4 weeks in New York. And it was a blessing for me to get to meet her. It was like when I met you for the first time. I knew you, but when we met in person, it was really a cool thing. I had the same feeling with Sarah.
The one thing she did lie about, I picked up on. She said that I was 21. I was 19. I was not 21. 19.
All right, we'll correct her.
Yes, please do that.
Did you have a nice birthday?
I forget. I've given up birthdays a long time ago. It was all good, you know.
Yeah. But our next guest, we have Squeegee.
Oh,
he's
man.
going to tell us his story. But for those people listening in Florida or watching in Florida or all over, let's check out David Cohn, because he has a special friendship with David Cohn, and this is how it all started.
Popped up and playable. Brocious. A perfect save by David Cohn.
Well, that is David Cohn's perfect game at Yankee Stadium. And people driving in their cars, we saw the last pitch, which was an incredible day. Don Larson was in the house. And this gentleman, author, Louis Squeegee Castillo, two-time author now, Bat Boy, but more importantly, he gives back to his community and all over the place, all in the betterment of helping people. Squeegee, welcome to the show.
How you doing,
Hey,
Luigi. Man, how you guys doing? Reach out. Thank you guys for having me. It's been a long time, man, and it's good to see some familiar faces again.
It's always good to have you on, brother, because you were one of the class acts.
Robbie,
that I know.
Happy birthday, man. I know
man.
you got 1,000 comments on your Facebook because I do follow you. I sent one. I never got a response. So you big league me, but I still love you, brother.
I'm sorry, man. You know what?
You make 50. Hey, don't tell Ray this. You make 50 look good.
No, I'm only admitting to 19, Luigi.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey,
but Squeegee, talk about that day when Coney pitched that perfect game, and talk about the relationship you have with David Cohn.
What can I say about David Brian Cohn? Great guy, a man's man. He saved my life. Tell him that all the time. He's one of the best. He's like a father figure to me. I tell him that, since a kid, he was my childhood idol. Since 9 years old, I always wanted to be David Cohn. The relationship I have with his wife, Taja, his son, Sammy, and just the way he treats my kids as well, all my 4 kids, and he acts and checks up on me is amazing.
I love it.
Guy, from a baseball player to a human to a broadcaster, he is what you see. He's helped me in times that I was down and I needed help, and he was always there like a big brother. And when I was good, he was always clapping and always tells me, I'm watching you and, I'm proud of you. And the perfect game, he changed my life with that. 1999, July 18th against the Montreal Expos. We will for always be connected. He says that to me, and I now live by those words because to this day we're still friends. We play with each other's kids. We shoot each other with Nerf guns, and our
Well,
kids.
I wonder if the audience, sorry to interrupt, but I wonder if the audience, because what you're talking about is one of those amazing moments in baseball history.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you share it with the audience? Because everybody may not know that story, and it's fascinating. Can you tell the audience what happened on that fateful day?
It was Yogi Berra Day.
Yeah.
First time Yogi Berra was back and buried the hatchet with George Steinbrenner. It was a rain delay involved, 45 minutes right at the third inning. And David Cohn, once we got the word that we were getting back onto the field, he needed somebody to warm up with. And usually starters don't talk to anyone, just the catcher and the pitching coach. And I was fortunate. I was getting ready to load up the dugout with, bubble gum and towels and Gatorade. And he goes, "Hey, Squeegee, got a glove?" I said, "Yeah, Coney, I was just walking out the front door of the clubhouse." And he goes, "Let's warm up here." And if people don't know, then the old Yankee Stadium, the valves of Yankee Stadium, the pipes were real low. So we threw about 3 or 4 tosses, and Cone felt sorry for me because I was in a catcher's position, no catching gear, and I'm ducking and weaving because the ball was skipping off the pipes. So Coney, he goes, "I thought I was done." Coney goes, "Oh, let's go on the field and warm up some more." So now we're going into about 47,000 fans that are in the seats already.
Wow.
Waiting for game to resume. And I'm right next to a home plate, and he's right by first base. And we throw about 20 tosses, like a mini bullpen session. And I still have no catching gear on. And
well, let me ask you a question. Let me interrupt you. So did you have the kind of chops that it would take to catch a big league starter like him?
I've caught all the greats, Mariano. I caught Andy Pettit with no catching gear. And Coney, people I want to relate to that too, that what you said, Robbie. Me and Coney, we had a relationship before the perfect game. In 98. I used to pitch in summer leagues, and he would teach me, him and Mel Stottlemyre. He would take time during batting practice to teach me how to throw curveballs and fastball. Made me a better pitcher because, like Ray, I couldn't hit a ball, but I can field the ball. And I was a second baseman. I was good, but I couldn't hit. So I wanted to stay in the game, and I told Cone, and he helped me. So we had a relationship before the perfect game. So it made the story that much sweeter that was the only warming up he did during the rain delay and got back to resuming play. And in the bottom of the ninth, Scott Brocious catches the last out. And in the clubhouse, he gives me a big hug, and we take a picture. And he gives me a signed ball that I kept in my back pocket, the one we warmed up with. And he writes, "Perfect game, and glad to call you a friend, and glad to share this moment with you." And he gave me also a perfect game watch that I still cherish. And that's just the bond we have, brotherly love. We even sit on the couch and watch baseball games together, and we hang out with each other's families.
And do people realize how rare a perfect game is in baseball?
And with Don Larson in the house.
Don Larson, that's right. And they were the reenactment
Yes.
to the first ceremonial first pitch of that day. It's like Hollywood. Hey, Robbie, if you know anyone, plug me and David Cohn for this perfect game. Movie,
I guess
man.
so. Sounds if we could get Kirk
deserves
Gibson to bat, and Vin Scully to make the call, then we've got it all then, right?
Yeah, Squeegee, you can still catch. You caught a cold last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
But real seriously, what I love about you, Squeege, is that you give back to your community. And two things I want to mention before we have to go. This Saturday, we're doing a Bat Boy show in your community, in the Bronx, in a park. Tell us why this is so important to you.
This is so important in so many ways. I even though I moved out of the Bronx in 3 years now, I live in New Jersey. I'm a resident of New Jersey now. I love where I come from, and I don't forget where I come from. And, thank you, Steve, and the Reach Out family and the Bat Boy cast and Ray Negron for helping me bring this to my community and show them that people do care, and show these kids, more importantly, that, there's hope out there, and to leave the streets. There's still violence. It breaks my heart every time I keep an ear and eyes on the TV, on the news in the Bronx, and there's kids innocently dying. And there's little girls that, that drive-by shootings, and stuff like that. So having you guys come and talk to my community maybe might shed some light that there's people out there that do care about us and there's hope.
We're going to talk. We're going to have a little Bat Boy performance, musical performance. We're going to show Ray's film, animated film, Henry and Me.
Great.
But you're also awarding some special people from the Bronx. Can you share with our listeners out there?
Yes, I got 4 special awards for people that have helped me through the 10 years of my Squeegee Children's Literacy Foundation. Joe from the park, offering and what he's done from 52 Park and giving us the park this weekend means a lot. One is because he does so much for the community, and he took over after a guy that's done for me as a child. His name was Al, and kept us out of trouble. And Joe still does the same thing. Another one, it's a reporter from MLB, Ray Avila, covering the Latinos. I love his work and what he does, and why is it important, and his job is so important of keeping us Latino communities and letting us know about our heroes, old and new. And he's been doing it now for 35 years for Quisqueya International newspaper, going to different ballparks, covering different baseball players. And last but not least, I would like to give an artist that Cuban Link, who he's a hip hop artist, had a great hit called Flowers for the Dead that people still play. And it's a very emotional song. And it's like almost like a Michael Jackson classic. And,
Cool.
I want to give him his flowers alive because the man deserves his credit.
Unbelievable.
Cool stuff.
And Squeegee, you have an animated book coming out, which is The Lucky Baseball. Talk about that.
Wow. This is a children's book called The Lucky Baseball. It's about my childhood story of myself, but I use it as a cartoon character called Squeegee to describe my times growing up in the Bronx and how we all need a little bit of luck and someone to give us a helping hand in reaching our goals. The story is going to consist of pages adventurous and mysterious of a baseball that just wants to be a part of a family. And, growing up, it's just my childhood growing up, and I'm paying thank yous to my mentors along the way. This time, I want to say this is not about me. I'm using this as an example and an inspiration to kids. And I want to say thank you to David Cohn, Ray Negron, Darryl Strawberry, and Tina Lewis, who helped me get the job. So you're going to get my childhood, a kid sitting in a window, having no friends, trying to fit in a community that was, rough and tough. My Bat Boy career, and then my post-Bat Boy career as a cartoon character to inspire kids not to give up on their dreams. And this book is going to unite so many people and help people believe in their dreams and that it can come true. And it's my inspirational story as a child growing up in the South Bronx that tells it through a cartoon. And it's guaranteed to intrigue children and adults around the world who like to play baseball, or just someone who might just want to achieve something in life. And all we need is an opportunity, guys. Everyone.
Fantastic, man. What you do to inspire others to use your perspectives and your background and your inspirations to inspire others is just such a great thing you do, Squeegee, man. Bravo, bravo, brother.
Thank you. I want to say something. You guys, we're going to get even with Ray. Wait till you see Ray's cartoon image in the book.
Okay, I love it.
Oh, I can't wait for that one.
And I want to take this time, if you guys allow me, to tell David Cohn and Darryl Strawberry, thank you for your blurbs for the book. I appreciate you guys believing in my message to kids and having my back. And you guys too, Robbie and Steve and Ray. I thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. And you guys are in my thank you page. And let's just keep helping the world, man.
Amen,
Yeah,
brother.
no doubt, no doubt. And even when we did the show in Scranton, Pennsylvania, we did a great show. We made so many friends there. Who loves you, baby?
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Wow.
I can never forget that guy. Wow, Steve Robbie. That's Ray's #1 fan.
Wow.
Yes.
Tell the quick story. He's a gentleman on the left. Real quick, Squeegee, when you met him.
I met him at a bar. I told him, I was there to help, around the community, collect some donations for kids that we were doing a show on in PNC Park. And he goes, I got a story for you. I'm a huge Yankee fan. I just came out of jail. And he lifts his shirt, and on his stomach is half a tattoo of the New York Yankees. And he said he didn't get to finish it because when they called his name, they were releasing him out of jail. He said, forget this tattoo. He just ran out. And he showed that tattoo to Ray, and Ray's jaw dropped.
And keep in mind, it's been 25 years. He never finished it.
Yeah, and he still hasn't finished it. So I guess when we go back to PA, I'm going to make a collection or a GoFundMe to get this guy to finish
There you go.
There we go. Squeegee, we love you so very much, man.
Yeah, brother.
Keep up the great work, your beautiful family, and what you do for the Bronx. We'll see you on Saturday in the Bronx.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. God bless.
See ya.
God bless. Robbie, what do you think of Squeegee?
I love that guy. He's got such a heart for other people, a heart to reach out, and a heart to help, and a heart for the Lord, and that's what motivates it all. So I love that guy on so many levels.
I love this show because it's not about the music. It's not about the baseball. It's not about the entertainment. It's all platform for giving back what the Lord wants us to do.
Amen, brother. And that's what the Bible teaches over and over. We're supposed to use whatever pulpit he gives us to go out there and share his love.
That's right. That's right. Now, you have completed a PBS special backstage, and you've been promoting on your Jam and Java. It's been showcased on the East Coast and different places in the country. Talk about this backstage that we're viewing right now.
Well, what we did is, back in April, we went to the Mohegan Sun Arena, which is a 10,000-seat arena in Connecticut, and we filmed the Frankie Valli live concert. And for PBS, we brought in a great director. His name is Jerry Foley, he was the director of a little show called David Letterman. And so he did that for 20 years. He really knows his stuff. He brought in 10 cameras, and we had a great audience, a great night. The band was cooking. Frankie was on fire. He got some great camera shots. We got great audio. And that show, that Frankie Valli, A Life on Stage, is now airing around the country in a variety of markets, and will continue for the rest of this month to be airing in different PBS markets. And it's different in every locale when they air it. I know in California it's been airing this past week, and I'm getting nothing but I'm so happy that we finally caught the Frankie Valli live show in a really well done professional way, because the last time we actually did a video of the live show was 1992, 30 years ago. And so we finally got, because Frankie Valli is obviously a living legend.
Yes.
He's one of the great musical artists of all time. And we've been doing shows for all these decades and going around the world making music and entertaining people. And we're finally getting it represented on a professionally done video. So I would encourage people to reach out and find out where the PBS local market is for them to watch it.
We have a couple of clips. We want to have people listen and watch it. Let's check it out.
Cool.
That was a video taken from the crowd. But
Yeah.
you playing the keyboard there, Maestro. Well done, sir.
Well, I keep saying that Frankie Valli, if he keeps working at it, he might have a successful career.
But you've been with them for 45 years now.
44 years now. It will,
44
yeah.
years.
44
Amazing
years. Yeah.
run. Amazing run. And you rehearsed just about daily with him, correct?
We had rehearsal this morning. Yeah, 10 o'clock this morning. We were over at his studio rehearsing with the band. We were getting ready to go. We're playing this weekend. We're playing Friday night in the Santa Barbara area. And Saturday night, we're in Fresno, California. The next weekend, we go to Mississippi. And then we go to Nashville, Tennessee, to the Opryland Theater.
Oh, you're going to like that gig, right? You know some people there.
I do know some people there, and I'm excited to get down to Nashville, Tennessee. Of course, that's where my second home is.
There you go. And I love what about you, Robbie. After the concert, you put your heart and soul into it, but after that, you're greeting everybody, you're talking to people, you're bringing people together, and that's how I entered this whole thing. And through Ray, and Ray's back.
I'm impressed that Ray came back on the show. Wow.
Yes.
Good to have you, Ray.
We have another keyboardist there.
That's one of my favorite guys, favorite organists on the planet. That's the great Paul Cartier. Cartier,
who also does the Islander games. And I guess we're having bad Wi-Fi, but we're going to, this is Reach Out. If you want to join in, please do. It's 727-441-3000. Tan Talk Network, Clearwater, St. Petersburg, and Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay is playing the Yankees now, so I know you guys are really hyped. But we want to talk about Gio Urshela a little bit because this is near and dear to Ray, and he continues to do great things in Minnesota on the field and off the field. So we have a couple of pictures out there. I mean, he's there supporting the Christian Rivera Foundation, and the family came to see him before a game. And he took time out before his game preparation to meet the Rivera family, which does great work in New York for so many people. Despite going through some personal adversity themselves, they're giving it back tenfold for children with cancer and families that are challenged with it.
Gio Urshela is one of the great class acts, and I know it broke Ray's heart when Gio got traded from the Yankees. But he continues to to reach out and help other people through whatever pulpit God has given him. And Gio Urshela is a class act, top to bottom.
That's right. And Gio is going to be in New York with the Twins in 2 weeks. That's the first time they'll be in, so that's a big time. And then when they go back to Minnesota, I'm at a conference at the Mayo Clinic. I have 100 free tickets at a Twins game against the Guardians. And I'm hoping to connect with Gio that day as well.
That's fantastic.
Yes. We want to say goodbye to our Florida friends, Tan Talk, AM 1340, AM 1350, AM 1400,
WTAN, Clearwater,
FM 104.3. And we have a few more minutes, Robbie. So I want to thank you for pulling things together musically and with your heart.
Well, it's been a blessing. This whole pandemic, and the Bible says, not to get too biblical about things, but the Bible says all things work to the good. All things work to the good for those who love the Lord and called according to his purpose. And even that crazy pandemic, one of the good things that came out of it was we had a chance to put this show together, and I've been really enjoying it for the last couple of years. So look forward to many more.
Yeah, we're so thankful that we'll be able to do this. And I know your Jam and Java show is on every Monday. You want to share with our listeners a little bit about that?
Well, that comes on at 7 o'clock California time, 10 o'clock New York time. And Jam and Java is my opportunity to, we play music, we jam. I interview a lot of people from the music industry. I interview people from sports and baseball sometimes, but it's my opportunity to share with my friends and my Jam and Java friends. Actually, Jam and Java got started as a jam session at my church. It was like a little coffee shop. And then when the pandemic hit, everybody, and we had to shut that down everybody said, well, you got to go online. You got to go online. So we went online and have been doing that for the last couple of years too. And that's been a lot of fun. And actually we reach out, no pun intended, to the whole world. We have people who watch us from Japan, from Australia, from South America, from Europe. So it's pretty fun to do that, actually.
It is very fun. If you stick around this network, the Chapters Rap Live, Robbie's Records, you'll be able to showcase that and hear that. I think you're doing a segment on Vin Scully.
Yeah, because Vin Scully was, we talked earlier about that whole thing, that the announcer, a baseball announcer, especially when they have a long run with a team, they develop a relationship. When Vin Scully passed away, it's like I lost a best friend, although I never really knew him. But he was like a best friend because I spent my whole life listening to him 2 to 3 hours a day, practically. That's one of the beautiful things about baseball. 162 games a season instead of in football and basketball even, and it's a slow-paced game, and so you get a chance to really think through, and the announcers have a chance to really chat with you. And so you have a rapport, and Vin Scully, as our friend said earlier, maybe the greatest that ever was.
Yes, Jeff Nelson. Well, Robbie, thank you so very much. We're out of time. We'll see you next Wednesday, and reach out.
All right, reach out.
All right. Take care. God bless. Take care.
Tonight, Wednesday, August 17th, the Chapters Network and the Tan Talk Radio Network proudly present from 5 to 6 p.m., Kicking Unhealthy Relationships to the Curb with your hosts, Stephanie McPhail and Steve Vaccaro. Special guest, Devin Pappas. From 6 to 7 p.m., Voices for Change with your hosts, Miriam Injera. Special guest, Steve Davis, David Panzik, and Xavier DeRusso. Then, from 7 to 8 p.m., Reach Out with host, New York Yankees community consultant, Ray Negron, Frankie Valli's musical director, Robbie Robinson, and psychologist, Steve Vaccaro. Special guest, Sarah Menkes, and Luis Squeegee Castillo. Lastly, 8 to 9 p.m., the Chapters Rap, with special guests Sarah Menkes and Stacy Goodrich. That's tonight, Wednesday, August 17th, live on the Chapters Network and the Tan Talk Radio Network.